Alright everybody, welcome back to West Corners Custom Cycles in the Underground Garage. You know me and Pat, we're back on the Leggero build. Today we're going to do some things where this is almost finished up. I drained the oil out of this. There are two bolts that go in the bottom of this. One of them is a 19 millimeter, about the size of your thumb. The other one's a 13 millimeter, about the size of your pinky. You want to remove the 13 millimeter, the small one. Do not remove the big one. Up inside above the big one is a spring and a ball that goes up into your transmission, and you do not want that to come out. I actually pulled that one first. I seen it was that one. I put it back up in there. We'll see how that works. Hopefully it went back where it was supposed to. But right now I'm going to get the oil back in this. There's a fill hole right here. Comes with a plastic plug on the top of it and a gasket. The manual says to put 2-stroke oil in the case, and I had a conversation with you all if you've been watching this build earlier about what to mix the gas with in the tank. In the manual it says use 2-stroke oil, and I kept telling you that you mix it with 40 weight oil, and I couldn't figure out where I got that in my head from, but now I figured it out and I'm going to show you. If you look on the top of these gas caps that go in the gas tanks of these, and give this a second to focus. It says on it, if you, it doesn't want to, I don't know how well you can see it. It says 3 US, or yeah, 3 per US gallon. And then over here it says oil, SAE 40 weight. So that's where I got that from. So that's why I was mixing it with 40 weight on the 125. So I just mixed up a gallon of that with 40 weight. It's outside. I'm letting that sit out there till I get the oil back in this. We also got to put the battery back in it. I'll tell you what's going on with that when we get to it, but let's get the oil in this. You don't need to watch me dump oil in a funnel. So I'll be back in a second. All right. I guess I am going to let you watch because this don't take a whole lot of oil, and I want you to know where this goes. The hole is right here next to the throttle cable. Probably hard for you to see on camera there. I'm going to have to dump this slow so it doesn't go all over the place. Now when you fill it up, it says to fill it, this is your check window. It's got 2 flathead screws on either side of the gasket. It says fill it up to the bottom of this. Well, that's where we're going to fill it to. What the hell? Alright everybody, whatever was in that container certainly was not 2-stroke oil. It's more like training fluid. It was red, so I had to go out and get some. I'm back. We'll get this in there, get her filled up. Okay, that should be good. That is exactly right to the bottom of that. It's almost ready to come out. So we'll pop this back on. Make sure your gasket's in there. Let's see. Just so you know, looks like it took about a half a quart. All right. Now, take our black plastic cap, screw it back in the top here, make sure your gasket is on that. Snug it down good. Wipe everything up, you're good to go. Now that's full of oil, it's ready to go. I've got the gas and oil mixed up outside. So the next thing I'm gonna jump to is getting the battery in this. You gotta see what's going on with this here in a second. Be right back. All right, everybody. We're back. I wanna let you know what's going on with this battery situation here. As I told you, this is the original battery that was in this bike from 1970. And it went in this battery tray. That's what's left of the battery strap. But it went in this battery tray right here. And it had a strap that went from this hook right here to this hook right here. The guy that I get parts from did not have the strap. I think I found one online I'm gonna have to order. I told you I was going down to get a battery, a brand new replacement NOS new in-box battery, and I did. As you can see, it's the same exact battery. Only problem is one's wider than the other. The new one's wider, and it's a little bit taller, not much, but it's just enough to where it won't go in this battery tray, and it's too tall to go under the seat here. I think what this is one for a 125, which is all right because over there behind the camera, I have a 125 that this goes in. So I'm gonna go back down. This time I'm gonna take this one with me. So I'm sure I got the right size one, but I'm not monkeying around anymore. I went to our local battery store. This is a 6 volt system on this, 8 amp. This is a 6 volt 5 amp, closest thing they had. So as you can see, that fits in the battery tray. The way I'm going to strap it down is this little black bungee here. I'm going to put under the bottom hook and hook it to the top one up there. And I had to change the ends on here because this battery has spades and the other one had screws with eyelets on the end of the. So there's blue wire and white wire. Blue wire is actually the hot. And I'm assuming red and black, so this is going to be hot. This one's going to be negative. That's how those are going to go. The wires out of the way. Strap this down, we'll put it in the top one, bring it down through the bottom one and hook those two hooks together. That should keep that from moving around anywhere. One thing I'm curious about now that we've got that hooked up is if the headlight comes on when I turn the key switch. And no, we have no headlight. We have no tail light. Okay, so I wonder what's up with that. Well, we've got that in and hooked up. We've got the oil and the engine all changed and ready to go. I got to get the fresh gas in here. I got to make sure we're getting spark. I want to get a fresh spark plug. And I don't know if we're missing a connection somewhere. We got a broken wire somewhere. I'm going to have to go look at the wiring diagram, see where I'm going from here. I also want to test and make sure that that has 6 volts in it. Okay, well that's where we're at for now. I will be back just as quick as I can, and we'll figure out what's going on with the rest of these electronics. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, everybody, we're back again. I went through and figuring out what's going on with this wiring on the Leggero build here. I get going through it this morning. I'm checking everything out, and actually everything's checking out. I couldn't find anything wrong. So I got to thinking, well, maybe I got a bad coil. So I go up to the coil. I got pulse coming out where the wire comes to the coil coming up from the points. So I know I got spark going on, and I'm not getting any spark out of the end of the plug wire through the spark plug. So I figure, okay, I'll try a different spark plug. I try a different spark plug. I got a box full of them here in the top of my box for some of the sportsers and stuff that I've got. I pop one of them in, and lo and behold, we got spark. So it turns out it's the spark plug that's bad. This thing is a Champion, N as in Nancy, -3. Don't know how old it is or when it was put in there. Called around, couldn't find one. So I went online, did a cross-reference, and it tells me there's 41 different plugs you can cross-reference with this, which is good. But just so happens that the motorcycle gods are smiling on us today because, one, I didn't find nothing wrong with the electric, and two, one of the plugs they tell me that cross-references with this is actually the plug that I was testing it with. So I don't even got to leave and go get a plug. I'm going to get the plug in this, get the plug wire on it, get this tank back on it, and get some fresh gas in it. I've already got the gas mixed up. So I'm hoping to fire this thing up here shortly. Now I got to see what's going on with the lights. Here we go. Brand new spark plug. Just so you can see what it is. I hope you can see it from there. It is an NGK Baker 8, the number 8, Edward Sally, B8ES. Okay. I actually want to do a comparison too on the thread length and everything else on this, just to be sure. It's exactly the same. Only other thing I think I can think of is I want to check the gap on it, so let me get a feeler gauge here. The new plug gaps out at around 30 thousandths. The one that come out of it around 28, 27. So just tap that on my lift a little bit to try and close it a pinch. Okay, now it's about the same. Oh. Pop that in there. If you were seeing my breath there earlier, it's because I'm in upstate New York. It's about 40 degrees out right now. It's kind of going away now. I got the heater going, but It's warming up in here, it'll be good. Alright, let me get a socket. Get it with this wrench. Squeeze that shut a little bit because it doesn't seem to be grabbing the new plug that great. Get the heck out of your way, I'll go over here. Yeah, that seemed to click on there a little better. Make sure the rubber's around the front of the tank and it goes up under the tab that it's supposed to. Make sure there's no wiring that's going to get pinched underneath it. Which is actually what I was worried about. Okay, that's that. Alright, I gotta get a hose clamp. Be right back. Okay, everyone. We're back. Everything's back together. Hose clamps on the fuel line. Can't think of anything else we need to do but put some fresh gas in it. Put this around it in case we spill anything, and or hopefully nothing will leak out any of them lines or the overflow on the carb or any of that all good stuff. I guess I got a better game plan. Get me a funnel over here. Sorry, everything is extremely crowded in the underground garage here now. I have way too many bikes in here, and it's time to move some projects out. Oh, okay. We'll just dump it in there. Another thing I should probably do is turn off this propane heater. Safety first. Okay, this is already mixed up. Okay, I'm not going to dump it all in there. I don't want the cord from the bottom of the gas tank getting in there. Okay, turn the gas on. That filled up the filter right quick. Let enough get down in there to fill up that float bowl. This carburetor does have a tickler or feeler button on it, so we can prime it a little bit, but I want to give it a second to let gas get down in there. Push that tickler button 4 times. Let that sit for a minute. See how this all goes. All right, turn the ignition on and see what happens. There is a choke. Try that. Make a little different noise. Pop that choke back up. Okay, that don't seem to be cooperating. All right. I think I figured out what was going on. I checked to see if we had spark still. We didn't. I looked and I had unplugged the positive on the battery. So, I just checked that we now have spark again. Hopefully this will fire up. I should certainly have gas down through the carburetor by now. Turn this key on. Nice. Look, and I can't tell if there's gas in the filter. It doesn't look like there is. Maybe it's just full of clean gas and I can't tell. I can certainly smell it, so I'm wondering if I flooded it. Well, let's take a look at that plug and see if she's all wet. She's soaked. Absolutely soaked. Don't worry, I have the gas off. I'm just clearing out that cylinder. And I have another one of them plugs right here. One that isn't all gas soaked. Okay. Alright, well she's not cooperating right now. I know I got spark, I know I got gas to that plug because it was soaked. So I'm going to let it sit a little bit. And come back and try it again in a few. See if I got it flooded out or what's going on here. Alright, be back in a bit. Hey everybody, I'm back. Still on the 65 cc Leggero build. Just wanted to catch up, let you know what was going on with that. The last time I talked to you, just a few minutes ago on this video, I was trying to get the Leggero started, couldn't get it to fire, couldn't figure out why. I just recently checked and made sure I had spark on the bike. I didn't want to make you people sit and watch me test wires and connections and everywhere for, you know, however long it was going to take to chase this down. I did finally figure out what's going on. This ignition switch that you guys all watched me repair right here on the bench, something must have come apart inside it. I'm going to try and show you here on a close-up. Give this a second to focus. There's 6 brass terminals on this. There's this one and this one, this one and this one, and this one and this one. Okay, now what's going on is when I turn the key switch, there's 2 wires that connect to this that make a connection when the key is turned on. There's 2 wires that go on this that make a connection when the key comes on. Same with this one. Somehow all of a sudden something came apart inside. I'm thinking maybe those pieces that I glued back on, the brass pieces, because I'm getting continuity between these 2 when I turn it on, but I am not getting continuity between these 2 and these 2 right here. And these 2 right here happen to be the wire that goes from the points up to the coil, which actually gives spark to the spark plug, and is why we are not making a video of me running this up and down the road right now instead of making this video. So I'm going to pull this back apart again. I'm not going to make you people watch that. You already seen how it comes apart and goes back together if you ever need to do it. I'm going to try to pull this back apart again and see if I can figure out what's going on with it. If I can fix it, great. We'll see what happens. The last fix didn't turn out so well. So I also went yesterday and ordered a ignition switch from Amazon. Today's Tuesday the 10th. It's about 12:30. I'm hoping that'll be here tomorrow. If not, it should be here the next day. And if that ignition switch works the way I think it will, I can use that and we can get the bike fired up and I can make a video running up and down the road and that bike will be done. But if anybody out there listening to me or watching my video knows where I can get an ignition switch for a 1970 Harley Davidson 65cc Leggero made by Aramaki, then please, by all means, let me know in the comments, and I will get a hold of you or whoever you think has it. I made a couple of phone calls this morning. Mike, one of them was to Tatro. Well, actually, I'm going to call him shortly because he's 5 hours behind us. I made another call to another guy that I think might have one. I'm waiting to hear back from him. I hope he does, because I want to keep this as original as possible. So there, all you guys know what's going on with the Leggero right now that we're watching that build. Any of you that were watching the 91 bagger build and want to know what's going on with that, I just got done turning the heat on in the garage before I came down here. And as soon as I'm done with this video, I'm going to edit the one that's coming up that you're going to watch me on right now. And then I'm going out in the garage and I'm going to work on the 91 bagger, getting the rear tire on that, making sure clearances and everything are all good once I get it down out the jack and compress the suspension. As long as everything's okay with that, I'll pull the rear tire back off and we'll get into electric, getting all the lights hooked up on it. After that, the only thing I think there is to do on that is clean the carb, fresh gas, and paint. So we're getting pretty close on that one too. Just wanted to catch everybody up, let you know what's going on. And as always, you know, be kind to each other, ride safe, live life behind bars. Another thing, I'm working on getting merchandise. I should have stickers, little 4x4 window stickers in a couple of days here. And this morning I was online working on getting t-shirt stuff going. So that'll be coming soon also. All right. Peace out. Catch everybody later. All right, everybody. Newsflash. I was reviewing this segment of the video, just getting ready to go upstairs and start editing. The phone rang. It was the one guy I called this morning about this ignition switch, and dun dun dun, he had one. So I bought it. It's on its way. Should be here in a day or two. So one way or another, in a couple of days, this bike, the 65cc Leggero, will have a new ignition switch and will be up and running. All right, just wanted to bring you up to speed. I'm so stoked about that. All right, I'm out of here. I'm on the 91 build. I'll see you later.